Tired of boring Zoom meetings? What if I told you there's a smart way to improve your background and video effects so your Zoom calls feel more polished, engaging, and even on brand? Hi, I'm Betsy, and in this video, I'm sharing 7 easy Zoom tips to improve your background and effects using built-in tools that are often overlooked. From portrait lighting and touch-up filters to using your logo as your background, adding blur and avatars, and even applying studio effects, I'll show you how to make your Zoom calls look more professional, fun, and way more consistent. Let's go take a look. Tip number 1, portrait lighting. When you're set up for your Zoom meeting and you want to automatically set it up so that the background looks a little bit darker, this is what you do. Open up your video settings. So that's down here in the corner. You're going to click on that little up arrow next to the video button. And then right there at the bottom, you're going to click on video settings. From this box, these are the settings for your Zoom workplace application. Now, along that left-hand side of the screen, you're going to make sure that you're on video and effects. Once you confirm that you are, portrait lighting is located right below this, which is your video preview. And you'll see on the camera tab right there that you've got some settings. Not only do you see the type of camera that you're set up to use in your Zoom meeting, but this setting right here, portrait lighting. What that's going to do, it's going to dim your background just slightly, and it's going to improve your lighting. Watch this. You just click on the little switch on the right there. Just like that. It's subtle, but so good. And that when you come out, look at that, come out of your settings and the background is just dimmed slightly and so that it brightens up your face. Definitely a quickie and a good one. Tip number 2, touch up your appearance. Now, don't we all wish that the computer could automatically give us this healthy glow? Watch this. To access this tip, go down again to that up arrow next to your video button and then go to video settings. Inside your video settings, on the camera tab, you're going to scroll down and then look for the setting that says touch up my appearance. Make sure that that little switch is turned on, and then you'll see this slider underneath. Now, the further you go to high, the more of a glow that you get. The application actually smooths out your skin. So if you're looking to get rid of some of those maybe wrinkles around your eyes, you can do that with Touch Up My Appearance. It is like a magic wand waving over your face. Now, don't go too high because it might make you look like you're a little too much of a glow, but you'll see as you adjust this, you'll get the right amount. Maybe a little bit more than middle is perfect for you. Tip number 3, blur. This type of background is perfect when you need to show up on camera and possibly that background isn't set up the way you want for your Zoom studio, or maybe you're showing up in your Zoom meeting in a place where there's maybe not 100% privacy. Blur is going to be perfect for you. This is how you do it. Starting off next to that video button, click that up arrow and then go to your video settings. Now this time on the left-hand side where it says video effects, look down on the camera tab. And as you scroll down, eventually you get to a section which says virtual backgrounds. Well, you see, that's how this screen works. Inside, you've got the camera tab and the virtual backgrounds tab. So the next time you come in here and you want to get here really quick, just click on virtual backgrounds. And that sends you to this section where you can change the way your background looks using Zoom Workplace. It's all built in for you. And notice there in the boxes that show up, you can scroll through them. There is one that says blur. Go ahead and click it. And automatically what happens is your background is given this soft blur and you can't really make out what's in the background. That's perfect for when there's someone back there, maybe who's also working or possibly in your home or home office, that you want to slightly blur it out and make it so that it's a little more private. Just keep in mind that you're going to want some really good lighting when you start changing your virtual background. You also want to have proper internet connection because this type of thing can put a little more toll on your computer processing. Now, watch this. When you come out of here I am, and there's my blurred background. You'll kind of see when you move your arms and your hands and maybe even move your head. If you don't have very good lighting, you'll start to see a little bit of a halo around your head. That's what it's coming from. So you want to make sure you have proper lighting. And then if you needed to hold something up to the camera, you'll see that as you bring something into view, it really needs to be right in front of you in order for it to work. Now, a real quick way is that when you click on that arrow down there beside the video button, now that you know blur is available, look at it right there. Blur my background is right there on the menu, and it's got a check mark next to it. So all you have to do is just click it, blur comes off. Go ahead and click it again, blur comes back on. It's a good one. Tip number 4, use logo as your background. Why not? Why not brand your Zoom room? When you're showing up in front of the camera, you're giving your presentation, and people see you on this live video feed, your company branding will be shown right here in the background. This is how you do it. It all starts down there next to the video button. Click on that little arrow and go to your video settings. And once you get in here, make sure you're on the virtual backgrounds tab. And as you scroll down, you'll see all of the backgrounds that are there for you. Now, I've got some that have my logo already there. This is how I got them there. At the top of the list, in the upper right corner, there is this little blue square with a plus sign in it. That's how you add images or add videos to your collection that you can pick from. So go ahead and click there. And then in the menu that appears, click Add Image. Your computer, whether it's a Mac or a Windows computer, will open up to a file listing where you need to navigate where that graphic design is. And this graphic can be done in something like Canva and downloaded to your downloads folder. So you just click that and then click Open, and then you're going to close your video settings. Now, right now, you're seeing mine is backwards because of the way I'm sharing the screen. But when I close out, now you can see that it is showing up the right way. Okay, so when you get your logo set up as your background, it might still look backwards to you, but don't worry, to your participants, it looks correct. Here's a bonus tip. The reason that it looks backwards to you is because you might have on a setting that's called Mirror My Video. Down there in your video settings, you may have put on this setting. It's located on the camera tab, and it's called Mirror My Video. I like it. I use this setting, and the reason is because when you raise your right hand, it looks like you are in a mirror, that your right hand is mirroring yourself on the other side. It's a comfortable way to talk when you're in a Zoom meeting and you are maybe pointing to things. I can easily point to my logo, or maybe that said something else on the screen. That's called mirroring your video. So when you have that setting turned on, which for me is a best practice, your wording on your background looks reversed to you, but it's the correct way for your participants. Tip number 5, using a video filter instead of a virtual background. Here we go. This combines your natural background with some sort of overlay. So imagine that you had your logo up here, or any kind of design for that matter, but you can still see your natural background in the distance. That's called a video filter. There's other kinds that come with Zoom. I love making a custom one so that you can have an overlay and still have the appearance that you're in a natural room. Here we go. Again, using your video settings, go in there, and then across the tabs now you can see we started on the camera tab, then we worked on our virtual backgrounds, and then as you work across, you see avatars, and then there they are, video filters. So these are the filters that come with Zoom. They're already in there, and as you click through them, you'll see some of the ones are really meant for kind of fun. You can actually scroll down and see that there are some that actually you could use in breaks and gamification. You could have people find their most favorite, and everyone could find their profession or something that they would do as their hobby. There are so many in here. How funny is that? And even if you're doing maybe your virtual graduation as your students have advanced on with their certification, you can use these all. These are known as video filters, but the amount of activity that you can get with these for business use is so much more when you do it with some sort of overlay. Now, an overlay is going to be a type of graphic that you load in. You have to create it yourself. You see my little daisy in the hair? So let me put that to none. Take note that when you are using the video filters and you're having fun, you do want to put it back to none, because the next time you come into your Zoom meeting, your Zoom application remembers the last filter that you used. Now, the first 2 rows here, maybe 3 rows almost, are different types of background. There are some that come automatic with Zoom. And if you came out of the settings, look how much fun that is. You could introduce yourself at the beginning of a Zoom meeting, just like this, and make it look like you're on the big screen. This is a type of video filter. But what if you could have a background overlay that looked something like this? This type of overlay or video filter is something that you can create on your own in a program like Canva, and then put the design, the file that Canva makes for you. You're going to put that in your settings on the Zoom web portal. Let's go take a look at that. It all starts here. You're going to go to your web portal at zoom.us. You're going to log into your account. And then down the left-hand side there, you're going to go to account management and then to account settings. And that's for all of the admins out there. If you're not the admin on the account, then you want to find the admin and ask them to load in this graphic, just like this. Once you get to the account settings area, go down to the advanced area. And this little submenu in between lets you navigate there real quick. So when you click on In Meeting Advanced, that scrolls the right side all the way down so you can see all of these settings. And if you want to know more about all of these settings that you see on the screen, I've made a Zoom mastery checklist just for you to guide you through them. It's in the description. So you scroll down the right side until you see this area, video filters. And then right underneath, first of all, it says that video filters are on. That's what the blue switch is on the right-hand side. And then it lets you say, allow the Zoom app to set the video filters. You want to make sure that's checked off. You don't necessarily have to remove the default ones. I just showed you those. And if you want to keep them in there, that's a best practice. But right under here, it says manage your filters. Mine says 10. Yours might say a different number. Go ahead and click there. And your screen will open up to a box that is showing you the filters that are in there. You can certainly manage these if you needed to. So if there was one in here that you wanted to get rid of, like I have this one from a Zoom class that I did, you can easily delete the filter if you wanted to. So you can manage these. That's what the box is for. I want to add one. So across the top, it says you can drag or drop files here, or click the blue button to choose files. Then whether you're on a Mac computer or a Windows computer, your screen's going to open up and you're going to pick the graphic that you want. Now, note here that the graphic you're using is something you made in a program like Canva. And when you downloaded it, you removed the background. So this does have to be a graphic that doesn't have a background. That's what makes it clear and allows you to see your natural setting behind you. Just click next twice. And then at the end there, you're going to name it. Now you don't want these names to be too long. So you're going to remember that this is your logo with stars. Remember, mine had maybe those star elements. And then you're going to want to click save. That name is up to you. When you get into Zoom later, you're going to be able to detect these using that name. It'll pop up there. Okay, once you've loaded in the graphic inside your Zoom web portal, then you're going to come back here and go back to your video settings. Once you're inside here, make sure you're back on video filters. And then as you scroll down, you will see usually it ends up in the second or third row. You can see here, I have Zoom filter overlay. Look at that little gray box. It pops up. And then I have a Zoom filter logo. And then there it is, logo with stars. So you just go ahead and click it. And there you go. Tip number 6, avatars. Yes, the Zoom application has included avatars inside Zoom Workplace. This is where you find them. Locate your menu and go inside video settings. Yes, I know if you take a peek, they are there. But if you go inside video settings, in here, this is where everything's located. You're going to find some of these out on that other menu. But when you come in here and you click on avatars right there, then you're going to see the avatars that have been loaded. Yes, you can take a portion of your Zoom meeting and have everybody go in here and find an avatar like this. They can actually choose an avatar. And when they turn their head side to side and when they blink their eyes and they're using their mouth to talk, yes, you're showing up as an avatar. And when you choose a different animal, that's the one that's going to show up on the screen. Now, some people do this so that you can show up inside a Zoom meeting and you're in complete privacy. Others do this during a 10-minute break inside a Zoom meeting. And yes, when you go down there, you can just quickly click choose avatar down there and pick a different animal and show up that way. This is something that can be a lot of fun and as some people say, it can be a way to get laughter. And, learning can happen so much quicker during a virtual meeting when you have laughter and some sort of break. I always say inside a Zoom meeting, when you are in front of the camera like this, within arm's distance away, your ability to keep your attention and not get that Zoom fatigue, it's difficult at times. I mean, when's the last time that you stood in front of someone, keeping eye contact the whole time, especially for those of you out there who teach classes where only credit is given for the class if you are on camera the whole time. So if it's allowed, and all of you educators and instructors and coaches out there, keep in mind that you can incorporate avatars into the fun and the gamification. I'm not done yet though. What is it to be an animal when you could actually pick an avatar to make yourself look like an animated character? Let's go back there. All right, so in this case, as you got a peek before, you can go directly there to choose avatar. And this brings you right into the section that we're talking about. Now here, I'm in the share mode right now, just showing you what it looks like. And you'll notice that right here in the first row, I've got 3 avatars that I've made that look somewhat like me. And so I'll pick that for you. And you can see here that I sometimes wear glasses and sometimes I don't. And so I've made an avatar with a certain hairstyle, with a certain color shirt, and a certain color eyes. And this is how you do it. You're going to click on that plus sign in the first row, and you're going to be led through a series of different choices from skin to face color and hair color, eye color, the shape of your eyes, the shape of your eyelashes and your eyelash color. All of this is in here, from the shape of your nose and the shape of your mouth and even what your lip color is, whether you have facial hair or not, and so on. You could actually give people a quick break inside your Zoom meeting, give them a quick overview of this, and ask them to go in there and come up with maybe their type of avatar. If they were to dream up what their avatar would look like, maybe on camera, maybe they're going to choose a different color hair. It's very possible. Give them the ability to come in here, pick the shape of the eyes, pick their eye color. Maybe they want to find something that looks just like them. And as they come through there, it's very easy actually to pick the different styles that are in here and come up with the size that they want to have fun with. Gentlemen out there, if you want to add the facial hair, maybe ladies out there, if you want to have fun with this, you can do that as well. Make sure you set it back to none. All of these settings are kept for you. And you can also pick your body style. You can pick the type of clothing, either business or casual. And then if you want to pick some sort of head covering, you can do that as well. You can even give yourself glasses. And when you hit apply, that is the avatar that you're left with. Tip number 7, you're definitely going to wow your audience, not only with avatars, but with studio effects. Look at what you can do here. If you haven't guessed already, go to video settings. And now across the tabs, you can see we've gone through most of them except studio effects. In here, you can actually use these filters. Now, if you notice, as I'm clicking through them, my eyebrows are changing color and shape. You can even change the color of them. If I wanted dark eyebrows, but I wanted them to be thinner, if I wanted lighter eyebrows, you could do that as well. So you can pick the color. If I wanted to pick maybe close to my hair color, you can pick the opacity, dark or more transparent. So you can use that slider. Then, as I said earlier, with the avatars, you can actually do this now with your natural face. So you can use have some fun with facial hair. Put it back to none if you want. If you are keeping the facial hair, yes, you can play around with the colors and the opacity. Underneath there is the lip color. So if you wanted to, didn't put on lipstick earlier that day, you can actually put some color on your lips. This area is all available to you. And you can actually, with the setting at the bottom, you can apply this to all future meetings. So be careful of that one. Because sometimes when people come in here and they're really just looking around, they're like, what is this? You know, they might have clicked on the glasses from earlier. Then they're clicking on some eyebrows. And then they're fooling around with the maybe mustache and beard, or maybe they're changing their lip color. And then they come out of here and they're like, uh-oh, now where do I go? So just remember, before you end your Zoom meeting, and obviously before you end the break or the game that's going on, you want to go down there to video settings. You want to go all the way in here to studio effects. And each of these settings has an option for none. Each section, eyebrows, facial hair, lip color, even has a little circle with a line through it. It's as important to know how to turn these on and find them than it is to figure out how to turn them off. But what fun it is to change the experience that your participants have, that you have in a Zoom meeting with your backgrounds and studio effects. And there you have it. 7 Zoom tips to improve background and effects, perfect for showing up with confidence. If you enjoy this video, give it a like and hit subscribe so you don't miss any more Zoom tips like this. Don't forget to get all of this and more set up on your end. I've created a free Zoom mastery checklist just for you, and it's in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.